Hi, hello. This is the Superstar Partyplex, a 12 FPS. Uh Spoilers for the last game, system access. It's literally the day after and I am still reeling, and so is James. He has become a little paranoid ball of stress. And that's who I'm playing today. Yeah. But with me is the very wonderful.
Hi, I'm Doll. I'm going to be playing the daycare clown Jackie. Uh, I'm also a little bit reeling. Jackie is not. She was not involved in any of that.
She was not, but yeah, um, yeah. Oh, yeah. So James and Jackie haven't really talked since I can see the shape of the title in my head, but I cannot pronounce it. Lord save me. Um,
It, it's in Razwatch, isn't it? Mors Ad Tabula Rasa.
that. Yeah. Uh, since
Technically, they talked during the other one, but that was Little
well,
Kid James,
that
so it
was
might
little
not
kid
count.
James, and that doesn't count because he was baby and did not remember all of the baggage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but yeah, they have not talked in canonical
Quite some
months.
time.
They
Yeah.
have not talked for a very long time. Um, and, well, first off, how is Jackie doing because of that?
Okay, because of that, because if you meant in a general sense, then not that bad, because she's just been doing her job. In that specific sense, it's like she's doing okay, but there's this little part of her that's bugging her constantly about that horrible feeling of having, as far as she's aware, completely lost a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there was a moment of hope, like, oh, maybe it'll get better after the kid game.
One second, doll. One second,
More
doll.
months of silence, so she's just kind of had to.
Doll, I'm so sorry, but like my headphone came out of the jack real quick, and so I did not catch.
How much of it did you hear?
Um, I heard she was hoping it would get better until like after the kid game, and then like I shifted and the
Yeah.
jack went poof.
Well, you didn't miss anything then. But yeah, she thought maybe it would get better after turned back the clock, and then the radio silence continued on. So she's kind of just accepted the fact that that tie has been severed completely. She's not happy with it. It hurts very bad, but that's just how it is, apparently. And she's got a job to do, so she can't worry about that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What is she doing specifically right about now? Do you think?
Hmm. I'm not sure. Honestly, what my brain is telling me is that she's not actually in the daycare at this current moment. She's somewhere downstairs getting supplies to move up to the daycare, restocking and all that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Just gonna real quick. Okay. Channel. All right. Okay. Do you if you rolled perception, would you be able to contest the 24 I just rolled?
Um, no, no.
Okay. So I'm kind of picturing this is happening when the daycare is starting to be shut down for the night, but you're still getting the restock before you go on security patrol.
Mm-hmm.
So you're still doing daycare tasks and setting things up for the next day, which is why you got all of the supplies. But it's as you're heading up that, well, give me a perception, like roll me perception.
Okay. Grab my dice. All right, let's see. Well, that's a good starting roll to
Okay,
start us off.
perfect. That is actually perfect. Okay. With a natural 21, you immediately notice that there is something off about the daycare. Just a few pillows here and there having been shifted to where you are pretty sure they weren't there originally. A few other things just like slightly to the left of where it was normally. Like just kind of all scattered about as if someone was checking for something but didn't find it and like did their best to put things back.
Mm.
Like it's not in disarray, but like it's very obvious. Like since it's your daycare, you know what the daycare is like. That people, like someone, has come through here, looked for something, and then gently put stuff back.
Mm. She's not immediately alarmed because her first thoughts go to either Frankie or the triplets. Those are the ones she knows frequent the daycare occasionally and are the most likely suspects.
Mm-hmm.
So, so the alarms aren't blaring in her head right now. It's just a thing of, huh, okay, I'll just have to tidy that up then.
Trying to think about how. Okay, well, do you put the supplies down, or do you kind of go about your finishing tasks? Like, what do you do?
I, I think in her personal ranking of tasks, finishing restocking would rank just above cleaning everything up because she was already in the middle of doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So might as well get it done and then start tidying.
Okay. When you're putting like restocking and stuff, how do you keep the daycare? Like, is the daycare still lit up, or is it dark? Like, what do you do?
She tends to keep the lights on for the most part in the daycare, unless it's like nap time or like there's a good reason to turn the lights off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, even when she's on patrols, the lights tend to stay on.
Okay. Are there any particular spots in the daycare that are especially shadowy, though?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, there's spots inside the play structures, which would be more shielded. There's the nap room, which is made to be darker even during the lights on for kids who need that kind of
Mm-hmm.
comfort. And then, of course, there's her room, which is, her room. Like,
Mm-hmm.
there's even spots under the security desk, other places. There's plenty of shadows, even with all the light.
Okay. What happens is this. You finish up your tasks with restocking, and are kind of setting aside the last box that needs to be uh, put away. Uh, when you kind of turn towards the nap room, and suddenly James is there, kind of just melting out of the shadows.
Ah. Yeah. She's a robot, so she processes it a lot quicker than a person would. But like, there's still that thing of pause, even if it's for a split second of oh, and then she just starts tidying up because as I've stated to you before, her coping mechanism for when someone doesn't want to be around her is to pretend she can't see them or acknowledge them at all, because that's what
Mm-hmm.
tends to make kids feel safer. Is big scary robot doesn't notice you're there, it's a lot better. And her coping mechanisms are all based around the kid's comfort first and foremost.
Okay. Would she be in a state to notice what exactly is different with James?
Well, I mean, she's not particularly distressed. I mean, obviously, she's not jolly go lucky right now because James is right there, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah, she could probably tell pretty fast.
Okay, because he's not hiding it from her, so like it. A, he is very short, maybe a few inches, like 3 inches or so taller than. Well, can't remember if I made Jamie, little kid James, 3 feet or not. But like he is a little bit taller than when he was 5 years old, but not. That's not saying much, especially compared to you. But
Yeah, if we go by the title card, he is exactly at her waist.
yep, yep, that is how he looked when I did the height comparison uh chart. So yeah, yeah, no, he goes right up to your waist when he probably hit the crook of your arm eventually, like at one point. Like he lost a good foot.
Mm. Yeah, that's slightly strange, but also with tunes, redesigns can happen all the time.
Yep. But what you also notice as you are trying to cope with this situation is that his, unlike the title card, his hair is down. And it's not in its usual kind of slightly messy ponytail, not ponytail, but messy bun with like a few strands poking out. His hair is down. It's not held up in any kind of ponytail or anything, and it is a very wild mess of hair. Curls kind of flying every which way. It doesn't really look that professional at all. And the last thing you notice is the massive bags under his eyes. Well, alongside the freckles, but they're kind of overshadowed by the bags under his eyes. It looks like James has had a really, really rough several months since you two last talked, which is
Eh,
which is kind of concerning considering the last time you guys talked was really an argument.
yeah. There's a lot of things running through Jackie's head right now. There's coding being like trying to figure out what to prioritize in helping him because he's small, he's little. That childcare coding is obviously going to act up. And then there's the part of her like he the one that's doing the coping mechanism of I need to keep glancing over him, not at him, do not acknowledge. And then there's another part of her like, is he okay? If something has gotten into the state, why is he here? Wouldn't I just make it worse? And it's a lot of jumbled up stuff, so she's still just focusing on cleaning.
It's not necessarily a lot of stuff you have to clean, all things considered, because like you were pretty tidy by the time closing happened, uh, and kids had already left for the night. So it's pretty easy to clean up. And you keep glancing kind of slightly at him, but not actually at him. He's still there, kind of hovering at the edge of the room, and roll me an insight.
Okay. What's my modifier? Okay. Wow, wow, wow. Wow, 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 wow.
Okay, with a 14, the most visible thing is stress. But the second most visible thing is a hesitant kind of lilt to how his expression keeps tracking you.
Mm.
And you realize he hasn't looked away from you.
Well, I mean, that makes sense to her. Isn't he, like, afraid of clowns? Of course you'd want to keep an eye on what you're scared of. That's just instinct.
You finish cleaning, and that's when James kind of hesitantly steps forward towards you. And it becomes pretty
Mm.
obvious that he is approaching you. He's not trying to leave, he is heading for you. And if you change direction to kind of try and avoid him, he will change direction towards you.
I I think she's close enough to the security desk that she's going to go to it and like look over it to make sure who if anyone was on shift today, I don't know if there would have been, but if someone was, just to make sure that's all all settled as well. Because sometimes it's easy to leave papers out instead of putting them back in the proper cabinets of the desk and other things. And you really shouldn't leave important documents out.
Oh, okay, 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 okay.
James, buddy. If you want to
Mm-hmm.
initiate
I
something, you gotta say something.
believe me, I'm shaking him. He rolling off the 14, something does kind of visibly roll across his face, but you can't necessarily tell what that expression was. And he from like the corner of your vision, you can see him hesitate again before you hear a very trying to think of how his voice would sound. It's you've heard James talk before. There is a sort of ingrained confidence to how he usually speaks. That is that confidence is currently not present. And he just goes, Jackie? Jackie, can I talk to you if you're not busy?
I, I think there's like a visible shift slightly to one side as that coping mechanism of Jackie's finally clicks out of place because she has been acknowledged, therefore, she can acknowledge back. So there's a moment before she turns and looks him dead in the eye and it's like, yeah, I just got done cleaning, so I don't have much to do until security patrol.
Roll me another insight check.
You got it. Girl, why your insight so bad? Why your insight so bad, girl?
Oh, buddy. Okay. Well, he would try to. Okay, let me just see. Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, no, you're okay. Okay, this works. Um, you look him dead in the eye and notice he's been crying a lot recently. Above the bags in his eyes are kind of puffy and red. He looks miserable, like a very wet, drowned cat, even though he usually is a golden retriever full of energy and joy and happiness. He just looks like a miserable drowned rat right now. Well, cat. A cat. Just
Cat.
a drowned cat. And he was trying to not react, but you see just kind of a shudder ripple through him when you say security patrol. And he kind of shakes his head a little bit as if to clear it and goes, I I am I am so sorry, Jackie. I didn't mean for being I and you just see him stumble over his words in a way you haven't really seen since the first day you met him when he was still fully amnesiac with like it's very clear that something has rattled him very badly, and yet here he is apologizing to you.
She doesn't know why. And it's a very conflicting feeling of she shouldn't overstep because she doesn't know how comfortable he is with her right now. But that childcare coding is seeing all this and going, step in, do something. So she's going to kneel down to look at him better and is like, do you want to go up to my room? Maybe get a snack, a drink? You
He
look a
is
little dehydrated.
he is nodding before you can even stop. Like as soon as you mention your room, he's like nod, 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 nod.
Oh. Um, you know where the door is, so you could go while I get you something to drink.
Before you can get up, he just kind of all that's really coming to mind is he just pounces and hugs you.
Yeah, she definitely stiffens up in surprise, but is quick to hug back. Because obviously he needs it.
You just hear a very quiet, I'm sorry, you're still my friend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh. Yeah, her her posture just softens as she stands up while holding him. Is like, it's okay. And I think she's gonna like rub his back as she walks to like go grab a snack and a drink, and then once those are firmly in hand, she is going to use her wire to go up to her room and then sit down on one of the beanie bags that are probably up there and hand the stuff to him.
You notice that he's actually very clingy. And like he just kind of clutches at clutches at you with like one hand accepting the snacks and drink with the other hand and just very clingy and touchy for someone who you he was radio silent.
Hmm. Especially since she knows he's afraid of clowns.
And he kind of finally pulls away just a little bit. Uh, yeah, you see that he's started to cry again.
Yeah. She's gonna nudge the bottle of water she gave him so that he'll start drinking.
Uh, there's like a little answering sniffle, and then he will crack open the water bottle and take a drink.
Good.
And then, like, just kind of, after he's like taken a good long drink, just kind of flopped against her and just
Oh.
goes, I'm so sorry. I wanted to talk to you in person, and then things kept happening, and I'm so sorry it took me so long.
I I think she's just still rubbing his back soothingly and just says, "It's all right. You're here now, I mean."
You're my friend, and I calmed down and I was going to talk to you, and then I so much stuff happened. I'm so sorry.
I don't blame you if life got in the way. That's just how things go sometimes.
But I should have reached out. I should have messaged you. I should have done something.
She she's going to lightly put her chin on the top of his head and say, "Getting lost in the what ifs isn't going to make anything better, okay? Can you focus on the here and now for me?"
He kind of just melts into you having like plunked your head on top of his. And like he just kind of nuzzles into like the space underneath your chin a little bit. And he gives you like the tiniest, most saddest little nod.
Oh, oh, buddy. Yeah, she'll she'll just keep comforting him until he's done with his snack. Cause getting food and water in your tummy is good for when you're upset.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And he will nibble until the snack is gone and the water bottle is gone. And then he has two hands to clutch you with. You are now being very, very clung to, Jacky.
She's used to it. Don't worry.
And like, you know from previous hangouts that James is relatively cuddly. This is a little bit much even for him.
Yeah. I think she's very ever so slowly going to like curl around him because he seems like he needs a lot of security right now. But it's slow enough that if he shows any discomfort, she can stop and reposition.
Mm-hmm. The main reaction that she gets is just he becomes a puddle. He is just a puddle
Oh,
in your lap now at this point.
oh. Yeah, sometimes with the kids she takes care of, they feel safer when she's all curled around them like this. So she had a hunch that it might help.
Oh, he does eventually kind of calm down a little bit. But like it's very clear that he needed the cuddle. He needed the whole entire 7 foot curl around cuddle that she's giving him. Because you're so close in proximity to him, you notice that like it's not just that he was standing in the shadows. His entire redesign outside of his hair seems to edge towards a darker palette at this point.
Mm.
And you come to the startling conclusion that something very wrong happened to James while he wasn't necessarily talking to you that triggered his redesign.
Mm. Yeah. I don't think she's going to comment on it because that's not the topic at hand right now.
Mm-hmm.
I do think what she says though is, "I'm sorry too. I didn't mean to do all that stuff that I did, and you were well within reason to be upset at me."
He kind of twitches his head a little bit and goes, but I shouldn't have cut you off like that. Like, Khan, so silent. That wasn't being a good friend. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I hurt you, Jacky.
I forgive you. The fact that you came back at all is good enough for me.
But you. And he kind of lifts his wrist, and you see peeking out underneath his dark red hoodie is the friendship bracelet. Just slightly elongated because it's no longer an itty bitty wrist. And he goes, "You didn't think I would want your friendship bracelet, but I do. I really do, Jacky. I still want you as my friend. And I never hated you even when I was mad. I was just so overwhelmed, and sorry."
We can't exactly do anything about the past, but we can at least both promise to try and make better decisions in the future, right?
That kind of gets a little kind of laugh from James because, oh boy, making good decisions. He has a bad historical precedent with that. And he goes, "Yeah, I'm, yeah, we can, yeah." All the while, kind of looking like he's looking back at all of his history and going, "Can I? I want to try, but can I?" And like, it was.
Mm.
Sorry, you go.
No, I'm waiting for you to continue.
Oh, okay. Sorry. And like he kind of well, you don't need an insight roll to kind of just get the feeling that boy, things have happened. Things have happened. And some of those things were involved in James not making the most smart decision. I look at yesterday's game. So it's just it's a very loaded agreeing but also hesitantly because he wants to try and do better decision making, but no, he's kind of bad at that.
Yeah. She's not gonna blame him for having doubts, so she'll take his hesitant agreeal.
um he kind of settles back into your arms after that and kind of just fiddles with the friendship bracelet that's on his wrist, kind of turning it around and around and around his wrist as he goes. So, um, how how have you been? I mean, we haven't
Hi.
really talked about, like, we haven't talked in a while, and I want to know what's going on with you, what you've been up to.
Well, nothing too interesting. I've just been doing my job as I always do. Everything's been normal, aside from this, but you know.
He nods. Um, so, nothing, nothing really out of the ordinary outside of, the us getting turned back into kids for a little bit.
She shakes her head. Uh, eh, since she's part of the security squad, she could mention the fact that Ezra was working on it, but I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's probably for the best.
Crow screaming in the audience chat.
Hmm. Oh, yeah, I guess he just kind of quietly nods at that. Still kind of fiddling with the friendship bracelet.
She's thinking of what else she could possibly do to help him feel better, and something comes to mind, so she goes, sorry if I'm overstepping, but your hair is really messy right now. Would you let me brush it?
He kind of startles a little bit and self consciously touches his hair before registering the rest of the offer, and he's nodding, kind of shy about it, and goes, Yeah, I wanted to talk to you before anything else happened. Any kind of deflates in your arms.
Yeah, she nods in understanding as she pulls out a brush from her hammer space. It I don't know if it's called this, but the one that I use specifically that I like is called a wet brush, I think. Because it goes through your hair without hurting it, even when it's really messy. So I think she'd have one of those kinds for dealing with kids who've got tangles in their hair. So it would be the least amount of hurty.
Yeah, I'm just
Wishing.
Toon Logic. I'm going to say Toon Logic preserves the curls because
Mm-hmm.
you don't technically brush out curls. You have to
Mm.
use a comb with that.
Yeah, but yeah, it is tune logic. It's a tune brush. It
Mm-hmm.
preserves whatever hairstyle you got.
Yep.
But yeah, she'll position him so that she can start brushing his hair.
As you do that, you start to notice that like he gets a little bit more relaxed, and a little bit more relaxed, and a little bit more relaxed.
If he falls asleep, she's not gonna be surprised because that's happened many a time with the kids.
I mean, he is. Gonna roll a con save to see if he will, because he is still giving me being very tired.
Mm.
Okay, 16. And he's like sleepy vibes, but he's not actually falling asleep. Or like he's not dozing off. He's just
Mhm.
very relaxed and also exhausted.
Mhm. She, I think she might set her internal music box to start playing.
Sorry, that just makes you notice him kind of perk up a little bit because he associates music boxes with Luke.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah, so like you get like he's like the sleepiest little perk up, and then he glances around and kind of just settles back down.
That's very sweet.
hmm
He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy, and he just kind of leans into like your steadying hand because he's kind of starting to get like that little like tired lean to him, but his head's not like
Hmm.
actually like dropping or anything. He's just kind of leaning a little to his side. So you probably have to steady him. And then he's leaning into that just because ooh, touch. Friend,
No.
good touch, good friend, good yes.
Oh. Yeah, eventually she's going to be done brushing and she'll put the hairbrush back.
His hair no longer looks so wild and crazy and frazzled. He is starting to
Yeah.
look like a respectable tune again.
Yeah. Who knew all you needed was a little bit of caretaker magic?
I think
She's
at
like,
like oh, you go.
no, you go.
Well, I'm just gonna say he kind of just like flops across your lap and like hugs you around the waist, just kind of like flop hug.
Oh, yeah. She's just pet. She, she's petting your head, basically, is what she's doing.
There is just a very relaxed nuzzle into your hand, and he just kind of hugs you a little bit closer and goes, I'm really glad you're okay.
Oh, thank you. We should probably get a little bit more food and drink in you, because you did cry while drinking, so that's a little, you know.
He kind of just makes like a unintelligible merg noise and buries his face into your lap like ugh. And he doesn't want to get up. No, he just got cozy.
Well, lucky for him, she typically keeps stuff stored in her pockets and such. So she will rummage around and eventually pull out a small thing of snacks and some more water bottles.
He will he will very very slowly like kind of uncurl from around her waist and take the snack and water bottle and like will sit up, but like he is very much still like kind of pressed into your side. It's
Mm-hmm.
pretty clear he still needs physical contact.
Yeah. I think to just like give him something to put his mind on it while he refuels, she's gonna start telling him about the funny things the kids have done recently. Funny or cute things, you know. His own personal podcast.
Yes. Oh, as you're talking, you just see him. visibly relaxing, not just in like the sleepy kind of way, but like some kind of tension is slowly leaking out of his shoulders as he listens.
Um, is sometimes what you do desperately need is just good caretaker to help you feel a little bit better. Remind you that some things are okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Apparently that's a lot of what he needed was a little dose of normalcy and the reassurance that he did not fuck up his friendship with
Mm.
with Jackie.
Yeah. When when he's done eating and she's done with her stories, I think she will offer uh basically, would you want a nap? I I know you probably got things to do, but you seem very tired.
I I just need to let Eggs know that I'm napping with you. But he kind of grabs her wrist and looks up at you and goes, "Don't leave while I'm asleep, okay? I don't leave. Please."
I won't. I won't. I promise. And she's gonna lightly lightly press her face against the top of your head.
You relax a little bit. And then he is texting Eggs that, "Hey, just letting you know, Jackie, conversation's going well. Jackie offered to let me take a nap. I'm probably gonna take her
Yeah.
up on that. I will text you as
Yeah.
soon as I am awake."
Yeah. Meanwhile, she's texting Quinn and like, yeah, she's texting Quinn that she might be decently late to her own patrol because she's got a thing she's got to deal with first.
It would be so funny if she said like a thing, and if like Quinn like is like, "What? What's going on?" Just her taking a picture of James, very firmly, like very firmly, still kind of stuck to her side, visibly asleep. To Quinn,
Yeah.
like, yeah, no, this
Yeah.
thing,
This thing.
he's not letting go.
Yeah, I think after their respective texts are done, she will carefully lift him so that she can maneuver into the tube that goes into her personal little bedroom area where the big old pillow nest is that she usually lets Frankie borrow. So they can get
Uh,
all comfy cozy.
you see genuine delight cross his face. His eyes don't sparkle, but if they could, they would be. He is just very, very excited about pillow nest. But yeah, yeah, I do jazz hands. He is just kind of holding onto Jackie.
Yeah. She'll lay down and get cozy and then like curl around him so he feels safe and secure during their nap.
Mm-hmm. Which is good because he probably needs it.
Yeah. Honestly, she probably plugs in too, because she
Mm-hmm.
doesn't doubt that she'll be here a while, so she might as well get some
Yeah.
charging done.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
If he's holding her hostage for nap time, might as well get something out of it.
Yep. Yep. Yeah, no, he is just absolutely zonked the fuck out. Like just out like a light.
Good.
Is there anything else we want to do for this FPS?
No, I think it's good. Her caretaker coding and her sense as a friend are both very satisfied
Oh, good.
with, with how well he's been handled.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. James just he is doing a little bit better with the reminder that there
Mhm.
is some sense of normalcy for other people.
Mhm.
And
And
yeah.
he's got food and water in him, which is very important.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he just falls asleep and things for now are good.
Mhm.
And I kind of feel like there's a little star shaped uh outro thing that kind of zooms in and then pops into a black screen.
Mhm. E.
Yeah, that that's I guess the FPS because I'm not getting anything else from James because he had a mission. He is distressed still, kind of from the events of last night, but for a little moment he was able to kind of take that and set it aside.
Mm. That was some good hurt comfort that we really needed, especially on that
Mm-hmm.
comfort part.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Anyways, thank you, viewers, now and in the future, for listening. I hope you guys enjoyed our little dose of hurt comfort in ties that bind. Thank you, Doll, for being a wonderful player and fellow.
Mm.
Words. Yes.
Yeah, that was fun. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!